All right. Hey, well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Today, we're not going to take a lot of time, I promise, but I appreciate everybody being here. I wanted to introduce you to my friend Nicole. Nicole works with Back of My Feet. Back of My Feet is a national charity that we got involved with last year. We actually launched their Fort Lauderdale chapter. We were the 14th chapter, Nicole,
We
nationwide.
are.
They had 13 prior to us. Back of My Feet works with the homeless community through running, if you can imagine that, which I could not. And then they told me when I made fun of them that they'd taken 6,500 people at the time from homelessness to jobs and shelter. And I thought, wow, we kind of need that in Fort Lauderdale and probably some other places too. So I badgered them for about 2 years and finally got them to put a chapter up in Fort Lauderdale, which BBI helped to fund. And the way Back on My Feet works, which you'll hear much in a much better format than me from Nicole and her associates. But the short version is they partner up, in our case, with the Salvation Army, work with their constituents, recruit from there, and get members to join. And to join, they have to show up 3 days a week at 5:30 in the morning to run. They do that for 30 days. They can get job training. They do that for 90 days. We try to link them to jobs in the community and move them out of the shelter and into the broader community. Back on My Feet, the last time I checked, Nicole had about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, had about an 88% retention rate relative to the people that graduate into jobs, which is really, really high. So we graduated our first class, about a month ago? Of 10 of those 10, 8 have jobs. We just onboarded another 20. And we're working, and I can tell you, your marketing director, Melissa, shows up every single day. I can't say that I am quite as faithful. Michelle has been there an awful lot. Melissa and her husband and dog have been there, I think, pretty much every day, 3 days a week. So they're really to be applauded because it's pretty early in the morning and we're not running in the most scenic part of Fort Lauderdale. I can tell you that. I was over there this morning, but it's a huge commitment by some of the folks at BBI, and it's a really great cause. And more importantly, it really impacts, people's lives. Running is transformative and redemptive, and it gives these men a chance to regain their dignity, to stick to something. Several of them have told me, Robert, I've never finished anything in my life. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish this course, and graduate. And they've done that, and it's really impressive. Actually, Melissa attended the Salvation Army graduation last evening, where they graduated after being there for 6 months. And it's really amazing. So let me get out of the way though, and tell you about something we're going to do. BBI will be the national name sponsor for the Back on My Feet Running Festival this fall. So you all have to run 100 miles. No, I'm kidding. But you're all invited to participate. And Nicole's going to tell you all about it.
I am. Thank you, Robert. Hello, BBI team. It's so great to get the chance to see many of your faces. I have had the luxury of getting to meet so many of the folks that are in Fort Lauderdale, and feel like the BBI offices are my second home in Florida. So it's great to see all of you and to get the chance to get to know you over these next few months as we grow together in our partnership. So as Robert said, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Back on My Feet today. Although he did a great job, I should just take him on my road shows across the country. And then we're going to talk about the Run Festival and how you can come and be a part of that at any level, whether that is walking or running, wherever you feel comfortable, because our Back on My Feet community is really inclusive. So, all right, we're going to get the screen share going and start our presentation. All right, so Back on My Feet. Robert gave you that great overview, but to share a little bit more, Back on My Feet really believes in the power of physical activity. There are lots of studies that show us that when we move and we exercise, that there are chemical functions that happen in our brain that help us to have a more positive outlook on life, to have better energy, and to really be able to help battle mental illness in a different way, depression and anxiety. in addition to hopefully seeking thoughtful medical services to go along with that. So our organization really harnesses that belief and that power as a catalyst, because we know that when people have a community that surrounds them, when they're participating in healthy activities and they are cheered along, that they have a better chance of succeeding, no matter who you are. That could be for myself, or that could be for one of you on the call. But that is particularly transformative in the lives of individuals who have actually lost community and who are living in homelessness. We partner with shelters across the country. So we're in 14 US cities. And we ask, as Robert said, for individuals to just show up as their first commitment, to join us at 5:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, rain or shine, and to be a part of the Back on My Feet circle. That commitment of a single step, that first mile, really helps to begin to build the confidence to take on a much more arduous task of moving back to the workforce. The individuals that we're working with are often in recurring homelessness. They are in addiction situations where they are bouncing around and moving from facility to facility. And we have found that the intervention of our programming, this really unique approach to helping people overcome their barriers, is really often the game changer. It is what will help to keep them in that sustainable independence for the long term. What is so important in this organization is our circle of support. As Robert mentioned, he and Melissa and even Melissa's dog are participating in our morning circle ups. And what that looks like is that at 5:30 in the morning, we're all gathered together in running clothes. And it's a very equalized playing field. We circle up, we say the serenity prayer to ground for the day, and then we start out on our journey. And there are conversations that happen in those morning walks and runs about where are you from? What are your goals and aspirations? Around the holidays, one of our questions of the day was about what is your favorite side dish? And Robert and I actually have some very conflicting views about dressing as it relates to Thanksgiving dinner, we found out. But it was in those really human moments that we all find a shared experience and are able to build the purest of human connections. And those connections help our members and individuals to move forward back to the workforce. So where are we operating? We're in these 14 cities across the country. As Robert mentioned, the Fort Lauderdale chapter is our newest community that we're operating in. But if you are not located in Florida, you can still get engaged across the country. And we know that our services are needed. Every night, over 150,000 individuals are in homelessness across the country, and an additional nearly 300,000 are residing in shelters and recovery facilities. People need community. Over 70% of the individuals that we serve become housed and employed, and 83% of those individuals maintain their employment. We also believe deeply in livable wage jobs and working to make sure that the people that we get the chance to serve find employment opportunities that are meaningful and get them excited about showing up every single day, because that also is going to create sustainable independence. As part of our growth, we're seeking to expand more in Florida, to grow into the Northwest and the Southwest. So being a part of our larger community, if we're not necessarily in the city where you're in this moment, we'll hopefully be there very soon. So the big key to Back on My Feet is that we really believe that labels don't define people. One of the individuals in one of our local chapters was being interviewed. He was getting ready to complete a marathon, and he was being interviewed by a local news station. And the reporter asked him, what is something that you wish people would have known about you when you were in homelessness? And his response was that he wished that people would have just said hello to him and known how much that meant to him as a person. We are all still human. It could so easily be you or I, a friend, a colleague, that for one reason or another made a decision in their lives and this path happened. But we believe deeply in the power of another chance and how important this is to our overall community success and really to just the human connection between people. Ultimately, while we talk about this connection, while we talk about our circle, we're constantly analyzing the best way to help people get to sustainable employment and remove the barriers back to the workforce. This outlines a little bit about what that path looks like when we're recruiting individuals. As Robert mentioned, we're working with the Salvation Army in Florida, but we work with other shelter partners all across the country. We recruit individuals and invite them to come and be a part of the Back on My Feet circle. Through partnerships with national brands, we're able to supply all of our members with a brand new pair of shoes so that they can walk and run safely, and also be in branded gear so that we are out early in the morning, and we want people to know that the individuals that they see running and moving in their community are a part of the Back on My Feet circle. Once they've been running with us for at least 30 days with 90% attendance, they move into the Next Steps program, which is where they're matched with a career coach. So we have our morning run volunteers, as you know, Melissa and Robert are acting in that capacity. We also have volunteers that are in the community that maybe for one reason or another aren't able to actually get up and come and run with us in the morning, but they can still be a really important part of our members' lives. And that's where the career coach volunteer opportunity comes into play. Many of us have reviewed resumes for friends. We've cheered them along as they got ready for interviews and helped them to think about how they might address questions in those interviews. And that's exactly what the career coach is doing. We want to build a circle of friendship for our members that we serve in that capacity to help coach them up and get them ready to go back to the workforce. Excuse me, all while our team is also providing workforce development classes to help them gain the skills that they need to be ready for the modern workforce and be prepared to go back. So all of that includes job housing, support, training, that is the complete package to remove those barriers back to the workforce. It's really impactful when I get the chance to go to businesses in the community and say, yes, the individuals that we serve have a gap in employment, but they've been showing up at 5:30 in the morning 3 days a week, whether that be for a month or 6 months, depending on their program. They will come to work for you. It's very, very powerful. Once an individual obtains employment and housing, they then become an alumni of our program and they're able to still be involved. They can come to our morning runs when they're able, if work allows. And then we also have ongoing programming that we're building out for that alumni community to help them be able to navigate life beyond the shelter in a healthy way, helping them be able to cope with just the general stress that the world brings and be prepared to also help them upskill and move their careers forward. This is just a little bit more of an overview of the community. Move to the next slide. All right. So with employment, housing, and the alumni program, this outlines a little bit more about the community, the career coaching, health and wellness. Though we're talking about workforce development, we recognize a holistic approach is really, really important. So we're working with our members when we talk about the trainings that we're providing. We're very fortunate to have national partners like Cigna that come along beside us and help to teach healthy eating on a budget. Making sure that our members understand what access they have to health services, because many of them have not had the opportunity to access healthcare in a very long time. And then leadership opportunities. The members that we serve are very important to us, and it's really important that we keep their voice at the front of our planning. And so we ask our members, key members and alumni to join us as we think strategically about how to continue to best serve this community. In addition to the metrics that we talked about around employment and housing, our members also report in on health metrics. And it really helps us to get a bigger view of the impact of the work that we have the chance to do. So our members are reporting that they have a much more positive attitude towards themselves. So it helps them to show up in a better way at their work every single day. They find that their lives are more meaningful. As Robert said, many of the individuals that we have the chance to meet report that before this, they experienced hopelessness, that they did not feel that they were contributing to the community, that actually they felt like they were hurting the community or their families. And through the program, they're able to build back that confidence and oftentimes reunite with family, with friends, with their larger community in a far more healthy way than they ever have before. Additionally, the exercise, the movement, and just the general nature of being around people that believe deeply in the power of health and wellness, we see that the individuals that we get the chance to serve have a reduction in blood pressure, and many of them actually stop smoking as a result of this as well, which is really great to see for a variety of reasons for economic and health impact. And as Robert said, we've now moved more than 7,500 individuals to jobs and homes, and we've run over 1 million miles as a community. This year alone, even as the pandemic recedes, I'm excited to say that we've recruited over 300 individuals across the country, and we've already helped 200 people obtain jobs just in Q1. So we're really excited about what is to come with this year as the economy begins to really ramp back up, communities are opening back up. Our teams all across the country are running safely together, following COVID protocols, and the community strides forward with our members. All right, I want to take a second. Bear with me from a technology standpoint. I want to be able to show you our video. Hang tight 1 minute. It's such a great example of the power of our community and the importance of individuals and really truly how we all can be a part of someone's life in a really meaningful way. And so this actually is where we talk about how you can get engaged in our community. So of course, we have our morning run walk volunteers. This is where I want to share with you that no matter your pace, no matter your ability, you can play a really important part of the Back on My Feet circle. The individuals that come and join us don't come to us often as natural athletes. And they also are starting out one step at a time, worried about pace or time or how fast they are, but that is not what matters. What matters is growing. What matters is the conversations that happen together and the fact that we all continue to move forward as a team. We also are looking for career coaches. So that's the opportunity that I mentioned where you can meet one-on-one with a Back on My Feet member. Right now, those are all virtual opportunities. So you can schedule that through FaceTime or Zoom. Our team will provide specialized training and orientation around that for you. If that is of interest, to help get you linked to that. We also ask for your help in sharing in the greater community the opportunity to employ our members. Robert has been a wonderful megaphone in South Florida about letting the community know that our members could be a really great addition to company teams. So if you know a small business or honestly any business in your community that might be willing to work with Back on My Feet, we ask that you just let them know and direct them to our website. All of our volunteer opportunities and information about becoming a career and partner, an employment partner, are on the website. And so today we're going to talk about how to really also get involved in our national events. And we're so thankful that BBI has come along beside us as our presenting sponsor for the Back on My Feet Running Festival. This event will take place September. I'm going to hop to your team page. We're going to stop share for a second. And let me get to that to be able to show you that page and help you navigate it. Melissa is going to share this out as well afterwards, but we're also here to help you get signed up. All right. So this is the Back on My Feet Running Festival page. If you navigate to backonmyfeet.org, you'll be able to find the link to this. But what's really important to note, you'll see that it is presented by BBI. We're excited about that. And there are several distances that you can choose from as a member of the BBI team. And with the presenting sponsorship that BBI has selected, all of you get the chance to come and participate in this event at no cost to yourselves. So you can choose from a 5K, a 10K, 15K, a 30K, or you can actually even select to do all of those distances. Choose a distance that feels good for you. Know that if it is a 5K, we celebrate that. We cheer you on. And if you're going to tackle the 30K, we also cheer you as well. But any distance, any step is meaningful with our organization as part of the BBI team. So we'll kick off September 18th and we'll go through September 25th. And what we're asking individuals to do is join a team and then actually join us in our fundraising efforts. So I'm going to show you your BBI team. You can find BBI down here. We'll go to the page. You'll see Melissa has helped to get you all set up already. And in fact, we're already $100 towards your team fundraising goal. Melissa went ahead and set up her page so that we'll see that. And that's the code that we're going to be able to provide you with the link. And there's a registration code, so it waives any fees that you're able to that may be asked of you on that page. And you'll be able to set up a page just like Melissa. She added a picture of herself. This is actually one from one of our morning runs. And it talks about how an investment in Back on My Feet is meaningful on the journey of our members. All gifts and donations made through your individual fundraising page do contribute to the larger overall BBI goal. So throughout the next few months, as we lead up to the running festival, we'll be celebrating and shouting out individuals that are helping us to reach this goal and having fun giveaways along the way. So look for more information on that. Melissa and I will also be sharing tips and tricks to make this easy. We want this to be fun for you. We don't want this to be arduous. So we'll be helping to share stories that are easy to share with your greater community as well. Let me get back to our presentation so you can even see. Oh, I tell you what, I have lost my presentation, but that is not a problem. I want to go ahead and open it up for questions because, as I said, Melissa and I will be sending out the full presentation after we drop off the call today with your link to register, your unique BBI code. But I want to answer any questions that you might have about Back on My Feet or about the running festival. You can feel free to pop them in the chat, or if you would feel more comfortable coming off of mute, you can do that as well.
Sorry, you might have said this, but the running festival, is that like virtual? Do we like log our time like on an app or something, or?
No, that's a great question. It is virtual, and you'll have the opportunity as when you get registered, our team will begin communicating with you as well about what that looks like to be a participant in that and logging your time. And we'll do that from September 15th to September 25th, or September 18th to September 25th.
Thank you.
We have another question. How many days do I have to say? You have a full week for the running festival in order to participate at that end of September. So we will invite you to be training over the summer and into the early fall as you get ready for that. Does anyone have any questions about Back on My Feet? Oh, let's see. Another question. Oh, how did I become involved with the organization? Thank you so much for that question. So actually, I was invited to attend a Back on My Feet fundraiser, just actually like many of you at this moment. And I was so compelled. I myself had started running and walking much later in life to cope with stress and to improve my own mental health. And when I sat in the room and heard the story of our members, I thought, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. This is sort of in my own way what I do every single day. And so being a part of the Back on My Feet community was really meaningful to me. And when the opportunity came available to go work for the organization, I waved my hand so many times that now they can't get rid of me. So any other questions? I want to let you know that the questions don't have to stop today. My digital door is always open. On the presentation that Melissa will be sharing, you have my direct line number as well as my email address. We are here to help make this successful for your team and to actually make it fun, because you are going to help our members go the distance, not only in South Florida, but all across the country. And we're excited to welcome you to the Back on My Feet circle in a big way. So thank you so much. Melissa, Robert, do you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Nicole. Thanks everybody for being on. I want to personally challenge Alex Miller to run. I don't know. What do y'all think between now and then? He's a CrossFit guy. 200 miles between now and then. Come on, Alex.
You can do it.
Less. All right, 100 between now and September. Say yes. Yeah, he said yes. It's a great cause. Let's have some fun with it. We'll send out the data. I would love. We're not in the business of stepping outside of our job as agency with our customers or our clients and soliciting for the charities that we support. But this would be a fun one and the right circumstance for y'all to invite a customer or to invite clients. I'm going to talk to a few of our clients about joining from a wellness standpoint for their folks. I have no idea, the response we'll get, but I don't think we're getting a lot of trouble or get a lot of heat for it. I wouldn't, I don't want to overemphasize it, but I would encourage you, when you get the information, to think about inviting, some of the folks that you deal with and see if they want to take the journey with us. And we'll be sending out some updates and some more information. We're not going to bug you about it, but it's something that we can have some fun with and do a little bit of good. So thanks for being a part of it today.
Thank you.
Oh, Alex, where's Jonathan? Jonathan has been called out. Did he see that, Alex?
I saw it. Actually, Robert, it's funny that, we're talking about running and this, I wasn't sure if this was the place to ask this question, but I was curious, Nicole, if Back on My Feet has thought about partnering with any local gyms. Alex and I love doing CrossFit, for example. Could you expand the network into something like that? Guys that maybe aren't into running as much may want to get into a gym for an hour.
Yeah.
Is that?
I mean, we all know CrossFitters can't really run, but other gyms would probably be good. You want to answer that?
That is a great question. And absolutely, that is on our minds. So Back on My Feet, we are a 14-year-old organization. And we have been joking that we are in the midst of really growing up as a community right now and figuring out how to meet people where they are. And you're absolutely right. Not everyone loves to run and walk, and that's okay. So we are experimenting and trying to think about how to include people that are interested in biking and how to reach people that are interested in that type of group fitness, just like CrossFit. So look for that, because those test groups are coming online, and we'll hopefully be able to do more with that soon, if not by the end of this year, but maybe in 2022.
By the way, Cheryl from the office has also been quite a few times. And I think I saw that Alyssa Ruggieri committed to about 75 miles. So that'll be great. Thank you. Thank you for that commit. And, Paul Van Vleck is going to be committing to something. We're not sure what, or he might be committed. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, anything else, Nicole? We good?
No, just a big thank you, BBI team. Please know that Robert's challenge to you on mileage is not only to you, it extends to me as well. So I'll be out running and walking along beside you. And I'm excited to get to be back in your offices, hopefully sometime soon. So, but thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your willingness to come and be a part of our circle and to help be community for people that need it most.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank y'all.
Nicole.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
Bye,
great
thank
day.
you.